Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, it's that time of year. The monsoon is technically upon us. We'll get a summer storm forecast. Also tonight, Pastor Warren Stewart will join us in studio to talk about his decision to retire. And we'll hear about pickleball and how it can have a positive impact on those with Parkinson's disease. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. President Trump today signaled that the U.S. could enter Israel's war against Iran. The president called for Iran's, quote, unconditional surrender, while also suggesting the possibility of killing Iran's supreme leader. The president also referred to Israel's military efforts with the word we. Arizona Senator Mark Kelly spoke to CNN about concerns that the U.S. will get involved.
Where we are today is it's incredibly dangerous. And, I would caution, the Iranians should not try to draw us into this. We should protect our people on bases across the Middle East and our military assets.
That said, Senator Kelly adds that one of Iran's main nuclear sites is so deep inside a mountain that only U.S.-grade weapons could effectively reach it.
Hit those facilities, the underground facilities with GBU-57s. The massive ordnance penetrator. It's a 5,000-pound weapon. The Israelis, not only do they not have the weapon, they don't have the ability to deliver it, even if they did have it.
A couple of political notes. Democrat Nick Mansour, former chair of the for-profit Arizona School of Nursing, is running for state treasurer. Mansour tells the Arizona Republic that he wants to increase the yield of the state's public land endowment trust fund, which is used, for the most part, to fund education. Republican Elijah Norton is the only other candidate to announce for treasurer. Republican incumbent Kimberly Yee is term limited out. She's announced that she's running for state superintendent of public instruction. And Governor Hobbs has nominated John Connally to direct the state's Department of Emergency and Military Affairs. It's a change of course for the governor, who threatened to stop sending agency head nominees to the Senate for confirmation after calling the committee that vets nominees a, quote, circus. The chair of that committee, Senator Jake Hoffman, responded to the governor's reversal by calling the governor inexperienced, juvenile, and weak. One more headline. This is the image of a volcano on Mars poking through the clouds at dawn. It's the first such image of a Martian volcano on the horizon. The image was taken by the Mars orbiter. Volcano is 12 miles high, about twice as tall as the highest volcano on Earth, and it's the southernmost and cloudiest in a line of 3 volcanoes on the red planet. Well, it may not feel like it yet, but the monsoon is here. At least it's here officially. What can we expect from this go-round of summer storms, we ask? ASU climatologist Randy Cerveny. It's that time of year, Randy. The brain just fries when you're outside. And you're telling me at June 15th, the monsoon came. Who knew?
Well, for old timers, you remember that we used to work with dew points.
Yes.
And we had to have 3 days where the dew point was 55 degrees or higher, because that told us how much moisture was in the air. But that got to be too much of a hassle for the public to kind of comprehend. And so we've gone to a set date, kind of like hurricane season now. We just say the monsoon starts on June 15th.
So you basically dumbed it down for us, is what you're saying. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
We still keep track of the dew points.
And it ends September 30th, is that right?
Yes, that's
okay,
correct.
And that's because usually they don't go into October.
Right, because what happens is we start getting systems coming in from California, from the west, on the westerlies, and we lose that southerly flow that we have with the monsoon.
Okay, last year it seemed like it was good for northern Arizona and maybe southeastern Arizona, but not so much for the Phoenix area. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, it was lackluster to normal monsoon. Some places got normal precip, a lot of places didn't. We didn't have anybody that really got really great monsoon rainfall.
It was better than the previous year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
That was really bad.
We didn't have one.
Yeah. Real quickly, before we get to some maps and some forecasts here, the heat island effect, which obviously we know about the heat aspect of this, does that impact monsoon storms?
Not really. I mean, when the amount of heat that the city puts out compared to the energy that's associated with a monsoon thunderstorm is like a candle to a power plant. So it's really not enough heat to cause a big change in the monsoon.
And the monsoon again comes up from Mexico, and as we've talked about in the past, we have to have these crazy 115, 16, whatever they are, temperatures, even higher, because that's what's needed to pull the moisture up, correct?
Yeah, and actually we can see the first signs of the monsoon. I think we have a...
Yeah, let's go to that first graphic if we can. So we're starting to see it bubble up a little bit.
We are starting to see it along the west coast of Mexico. We're actually starting to see some clouds now. And as we see over the next few days, those clouds are going to increase and work their way further north and eventually come into the Phoenix area.
Is it usually the western side of Mexico where you see these clouds first?
Yes, because the moisture is coming up from the Gulf of California and from the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, and when do you think we might see a little bit of something?
Well, if we go to the next graphic.
The next one is the 8 to 14, look at you running this program, 8 to 14 day forecast. Can we get that up? There we go.
Look at
that. That doesn't look too bad.
So we're looking at next week, later on next week, we're going to start to see some monsoon moisture coming into the southeast part of Arizona. And there's a chance that Tucson and Phoenix could actually get a little bit of rain. Likelihood is the Flagstaff won't. It takes them another week or so before it'll get up.
But that's encouraging to see right there.
That is very encouraging to see.
Our next graphic, I beat you to this one. Our next graphic, though, talks about the overall monsoon. If we can get to that one, because I have a question. Okay, Randy. I mean, I wasn't born yesterday here. I can't understand why the entire Southwest looks like it's one thing and we're above. What's going on with that?
Well, that's believe it or not, that is actually a classic monsoon image right there, because what it's showing is that we're getting the moisture coming up, being shot up through the Gulf of California and into Arizona. So the rainfall that we get over Arizona during the monsoon isn't related to anything else that goes on in the western part of the country. So we are kind of living in our own little world during the summertime.
But it looks like a 9-year-old drew that little thing up there saying, I want Arizona to get all the weather. And Arizona looks like it could get all the weather,
It could. And what we do is we notice that we're not showing you Mexico there, because what we would see is that blue above normal, or that green above normal area for Arizona extends all the way down into Mexico.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, so it's not just, it's
right.
not stopping at the border.
Exactly.
All right, our next graphic is dust. This is really interesting. A dust storm ranking system, kind of like what? Hurricanes?
Exactly. What we have done over the last 2 years, believe it or not, is we've gotten almost all of the meteorologists from the Valley. With TV, we've gotten people at SRP, we've gotten people at the National Weather Service, we've gotten people at the Maricopa County Flood Control District, and we've gotten them all together and we said, we need to come up with a ranking system for dust storms. So that we can tell what are the bad ones and what are the not so bad ones.
Yes. And so if we can look at that graphic again, please. On the far right side is the Category 1. That's just your run-of-the-mill standard issue, right?
Right. About 60% of all dust storms are going to classify out as a Category 1.
But the further to left you go, the bigger and the more haboob we're seeing, huh? The haboobs.
Exactly. So that by the time we get to a Category 5, in the last 15 years, when we were looking over all the dust storms that have occurred in the last 15 years, only 2 of them ranked out as Category 5. One was during the Yarnell fire. It kind of didn't make the news because the Yarnell fire that killed the firefighters kind of pushed everything else off. And the second Category 5 dust storm that we had was just a couple years ago, when the ASU football game was canceled because of a dust storm.
I remember that.
And that was a Category 5. We have had only one Category 6 storm in the last 15 years.
Let's take a look at it, because we have a shot of that Category 1 storm, and that was in, was it 2011?
Yes. And it's a Category 6, I think I misspoke.
Category 6. Look at that thing.
That is the infamous July 5th, 2011 haboob. That's the one that made international news when it occurred. And what we're doing is we're basing our ranking on the concentration, how much dust is in the air. And we have very good monitors now across the Valley network that can measure these things. This thing came out to be just incredible in terms of the amount of dust that was in the air for that storm.
Well, it'll be really interesting then to hear that it's a dust storm warning, it's a Category 1. Dust storm warning, it's a Category 3, or whatever it is. We now know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're going to be able to do this after the fact, not before.
Oh, really?
So it's
Okay.
going to be like tornadoes. When we go in and look at the day after a storm,
okay.
we're going to be able to say, oh, this was a Category 6 dust storm or a Category 5. We're not yet going to be able to forecast it.
Okay, so when you're cleaning out your pool, you know, you'll find out whether it's a 2 or a 3. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, Randy, great information. Good to have you here as we look forward to the summer rains. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Ken Burns. I've been making films about American history on PBS for nearly 50 years. There's no other place where I can tell our story for all of us. PBS belongs to the American people, to viewers like you. But our PBS is at risk because Congress is considering devastating funding cuts. We need your support now more than ever. Please visit protectmypublicmedia.org to make your voice heard and stand with PBS.
I'm Chef Mark Tarbell. Welcome to Check Please Arizona, the show where Arizona residents recommend their favorite restaurants. In this episode, we're checking out a brunch spot, a brewing company, and a twist on Southwestern cuisine.
I mean, not only is it great food and great beer, but the service is outstanding.
Like, I had Lote Cafe, which is like their Arizona version of Cacio Pepe.
Thursday night at 7 on Arizona PBS.
Pastor Warren Stewart Sr. is retiring after serving nearly 50 years at the First Institutional Baptist Church in Phoenix. Pastor Stewart, a long-standing advocate for civil rights, is best known for working to get Martin Luther King Jr. Day recognized as a state-paid holiday in Arizona. We welcome Pastor Warren Stewart Sr. to Arizona Horizon. It's good. We've welcomed you a lot of times.
It's
this
good
program.
to be back with you.
Yeah, it's
thank
good to
you so
have you
much.
here. You're
Yes.
retiring as senior pastor.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's time. It's time to pass the baton. I've been working at the same address for 48 years.
Wow.
And it's time.
Was there an aha moment? Was there something that said, okay, it's time?
Well, my wife and I went on a mission trip in Africa in November of 2023. And the Lord kind of spoke to me. He said, it's okay. You don't have to prove anything to anyone else. You can retire.
Did you feel like you did have to prove something to someone? I mean, is that part of the process? That's an interesting thing that you said.
Well, you want to make sure that you've done the work that God has called you to do. And I came here in July 1977. Thought I'd be here 2 or 3 years, but obviously God had something else in mind.
Yes.
And so I've been here for nearly 50 years, and no, I don't think there's anything else I have to prove to anyone.
Yeah. Well, you proved a lot during the Martin Luther King Jr. days. The whole
Yes,
hullabaloo there. In all of your memories, the 48 years, is that the one that stands out? Is that what?
Well, it stands out because we were able to educate, enlighten, and inspire the state that Martin Luther King Jr. was just as important to this nation and what it stands for as George Washington was in the 18th century, as Abraham Lincoln was in the 19th century. Martin Luther King called this nation to practice what it preaches when it comes to justice and equality for all.
And this was, correct me if I'm wrong, an example of expanding beyond the pulpit. I mean,
Sure. I mean, but look at Jesus's pulpit. He really didn't have a pulpit. His work was done out in the community. And so for us to be involved in the King Holiday was doing the work out in the community.
What turned the tide in that, do you think? That whole debate, that whole argument? Was there an aha moment there?
Well, I would like to think it was that people got it and saw the importance of Dr. King. But also the Super Bowl was involved.
Yes.
And the Super Bowl was, the 1993 Super Bowl was taken away from Arizona because we didn't have a King holiday. And so people got on board because they wanted a Super Bowl. But that didn't drive the majority of the people who passed it by a vote of the people on November 3rd, 1992. It was the right thing to do at the right time.
Was that an example, and I've heard you mention this before, the quote is, Jesus and justice work?
I've been about Jesus and justice for all of my ministry. I'm actually in my 56th year of being a clergy person, but 48 years here. And I've been about Jesus and justice all that time.
Faith-based community development, part of it as well, I would imagine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and with you, racial equity, voter engagement, economic empowerment.
Yes.
I mean, you've been out there.
Public education, we want more equitable public education. Funding, all of that, yes.
Yeah, and we're talking a lot about you, and obviously you're very successful and have had just a tremendous career. I'm going to ask you something.
Sure.
What makes a good pastor?
One who loves the people God has called him or her to oversee, to shepherd. You got to love the people. Love God, love yourself, but you got to love the people.
Is that a challenge, do you think, for some clergy?
It shouldn't be.
But what do you think? Is it a challenge?
It shouldn't be. I mean, if you're there for the right reason, it should not be a challenge.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Well, speaking of challenges, what kind of challenges did you face? 48 years. I mean, what anything?
Well, to be fresh, to be relevant, to be effective over generations. I mean, I have pastored FIBC for at least 2.5 generations. And how can you remain effective for that long?
Yeah, has the message changed a little bit over those generations? Or is the message, I would imagine, would be the same?
The message remains the same. Jesus and justice. The methods have changed, especially with technology and social media, COVID-19, all of that changed.
Your successor, do they know who will be your successor?
No, only God knows.
Yeah, well.
We're working on that.
Okay.
We're working on that.
When God makes his decision, what's your advice to him, to the successors?
To love the people.
That really is a biggie, isn't it?
That is really the only thing God is calling the pastor to do, to love the people over which he has been given charge,
That greatest commandment comes into play, doesn't it?
Love your neighbor as yourself. Love God with your mind, soul, body, and soul.
All right. You're going to deliver a final message, I believe, June 29th, correct? There's
June
going to be
29th.
a big celebration for you, 27th through the 29th, all big weekend coming up for you. Was that final message difficult to come up with, or did it just flow right out?
Well, God has given it to me, but it's from Acts of the Apostles, the 20th chapter, about Paul, the Apostle Paul, finishing his work. And I've just about finished it.
And you look happy. You look like you're happy with that decision.
God has been good to me. I am happy.
So with that in mind, what are you going to do?
Rest, R-E-S-T. R-E-S-T, rest.
All right, once you're done resting, then what plans do you have?
I want to mentor. I want to pour into other person's lives about servant leadership. I want to do more of our work in Africa and in India.
Yeah. Well, Pastor Warren Stewart Sr., again, I mean, so many years of great service, and you've affected so many lives. When you're resting, I'm sure you will rest quite comfortably knowing that you've made a really big impact in this community. Thank you so much for everything you've done, and thank you for being a welcome guest here at Arizona Horizon.
God bless you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The age of discovery is now. It's like magic.
Act like you're having a good time.
I am.
Isn't it wonderful? Hey, I can do better than that.
Brace yourself. The world's changing.
Very poetic.
It's one of the coolest animal stories on the planet.
This role as a caregiver is an emotional ride.
Be ready to be amazed and have that wonder.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, we look at the prospect of direct U.S. involvement in the Iran-Israel war. That's at 6 on Arizona PBS.
A new study conducted here in the Phoenix area finds that pickleball has a positive physical and mental impact on patients undergoing therapy for Parkinson's disease. And joining us now is Jamie Nesbitt, an assistant professor of physical therapy at the Creighton University Health Campus in Phoenix, and Suzanne O'Neill, assistant professor of physical therapy at Midwestern University's College of Health Sciences in Glendale. Good to have you both here. Thank you so much for joining us. This is fascinating. I think I'm the only old dude in the world who has not played pickleball yet, but I may do. This sounds like it's an interesting study. What got you started on pickleball and Parkinson's?
Yeah, so it's a patient story that got it started. I work with a patient who was diagnosed with Parkinson's. She came to me at the clinic for physical therapy, and she was actually told she had 5 years to live, which we know through physical therapy is not true. Exercise is medicine. There's great medicines out there. So we started working, and she had this great transformation, and when she was done with PT, she wanted to find something that she could keep her exercise up. And she found pickleball. So she came back to me and was like, we need to do a study on this.
Yeah.
And Suzanne and I have been colleagues for a while, and I was like, Suzanne, I need your help to do this study. So that was it. And she was the driver for this study.
And the study looked at what? Motor skills, coordination? What were you looking for?
Everything and anything. So basically, we looked at several specific things like did it change their balance or their walking or improve their coordination or hand function, but we also included interviews to get just more impact from their perspective. Like, how did it help you personally? Did it help your quality of life? What did you get out of it, basically? So we found some amazing information just through those interviews.
From those, what information did you find?
So, oh my gosh, so much. So not only the things that we expected, so they love the social interaction, the camaraderie, they love the competition. And so many people said that they almost forgot that they had Parkinson's for that moment, which was mind-blowing to me. But also just improved, they felt improved their cognitive skills, their balance, so they loved all aspects of it.
Is pickleball just another form of physical therapy?
It's a form of exercise, right? And exercise is medicine for people with Parkinson's, so it allows reaching, moving, camaraderie, which that social aspect obviously gives dopamine hits.
Yeah, and I want to get to the dopamine in a second here as we get to the mental aspect, but the reaching and the hitting, I would imagine the quicker, the faster, the reflexes that are needed, the body remembers that kind of stuff, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah.
And that makes a difference in terms of, because Parkinson's, and before we get too far again, what is Parkinson's disease?
So Parkinson's disease is a neurologic disorder that affects the body's ability to move. So people with Parkinson's typically get tremors, but also they find it harder to move. Like they move more slowly, they move with smaller movements. So that's why pickleball is kind of like a great overarching sport, because it basically, like you said, forces them to move big and fast.
And so there was pre-testing and post-testing as far as these folks were concerned. And I mean, did you see improvement? Did you see big improvement?
We saw some improvement. So we started it out as like a feasibility study. Can people with Parkinson's play pickleball? And we found yes, they can. So our sample size was small. We did find some improvements with fine motor and hand, which kind of makes sense, I guess, with holding the paddle. Even like buttoning a shirt, it transformed to that, which is important if you can't button your shirt anymore and you want to be able to go on a nice dinner or something, you know. We didn't find as much with balance or gait, but we want to do a bigger study with more participants, kind of control it a little better when we're not just looking at feasibility.
And now you mentioned dopamine.
Yes.
And this is a big deal. Talk about how big a deal it is with Parkinson's and what you found through this study.
So because of Parkinson's, you don't have as much dopamine to use, and that causes the symptoms that Suzanne just talked about, as well as a lot of non-motor symptoms, like cognition. Depression is really big. And so while we weren't measuring dopamine specifically, we saw that mood was improved, the socialization was improved, movement was improved, fine motor was improved. And actually the participants now all play together every week, which has been really cool to see.
Yeah. But the mental aspects, I mean, the socialization, again, is it pickleball? Is it the socialization? Is the dopamine because of pickleball, or is the socialization because of pickleball?
Yeah, I mean, everything. So I think not only does it exercise just automatically increases dopamine, so it makes you feel better, it makes you move better, so that's in and of itself. But also to fight the depression, you know, the socialization, the camaraderie, and I think just being, I mean, we all know pickleball is a hot topic, right? It's the hottest sport currently. And so just being able to participate in a sport and embed yourself in a sport that, you know, like everyone else, I think that also can improve the mental and emotional health as well.
Now, other neurodiseases, could this possibly have an impact on other things out there?
Who
You don't
knows?
know, huh?
Yeah, I actually had a student ask me today about pickleball and stroke. I'm like, I guess that's our next study.
But I mean, is it exercise, or is it this particular kind of exercise?
Exercise. It's exercise. So in general, we would want people to find something they enjoy. It just happens that people enjoy pickleball,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, but exercise, any movement is going to help improve any neurologic disorder or help prevent some in the future.
Yeah, and last question on that, and on all of this. This is really interesting information. Is it the exercise because it gets your cardio up, or is it because it gets your mind moving and your body doing all sorts of different
Yeah, so exercise, you know, the most important things for people living with Parkinson's is not only to do, like, get some cardiovascular effect, but also exercise that forces you to move with bigger, faster movements. And so that's why pickleball is such a nice fit for them. Now, you know, exercise in general is good, but you know, finding an exercise that can incorporate all of that, the cognition, the skill, the big movements, the fast movement, even better.
Well, this is a great study, and congratulations on this. This
Thank you.
Classic stuff here and very innovative. And again, pickleball and Parkinson's, and it's good to speak with you. Thanks for sharing your stuff.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You bet. Yeah. And that is it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.